On-site entertainment. Let's go. Welcome to the Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast. Here's your host, Pastor Happy Feet.
Hey y'all, this is Leandria Johnson and you're listening to Pastor DJ Happy Feet. Yes, sir.
What's going on, everybody? Nope. I got to say, Josh, we're about to start. Here we go. This is the Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast. And we here to make it do what it do. Reality podcast, baby. That's what we're doing. We're thanking everybody in charge. We're here to bring you inspiration and information. Half of the crew is here. Part of the crew just decided that they wanted to show up a little bit late today. So, got Mr. G in the place to be. What's up, man?
Not much, getting off of some illnesses over the weekend, but I'm much better than I was Friday. Much better.
Much better than you was Friday. Nah, but y'all, ladies and gentlemen, Ty is doing her mom thing, and we ain't gonna down her too much.
No,
I'm lying though.
Yep.
As soon as she come in, ladies and gentlemen, we gonna definitely let her have it. But today, y'all, we got a gentleman that we're gonna speaking with. And his name is Joshua Woods, man. I came across him, awesome young man, and it's a dynamic man. This guy is just his words. So many words we just can't explain how, you know, the anointing that's on this man and the humbleness and the things that he loved to share and his kindness and the care that he shares with his heart. And we just thank God that our paths have crossed. And we're going to be talking to him in a little bit, but we're going to jump in and we're going to start with our trivia facts first. And we're going to go ahead and do that. And you know how most people in church, they be talking about, we're going to do this and get this on out the way. It never was in the way if it's on the program, right?
True. You programmed for it, so therefore.
Slow church people. We're going to go ahead and get the offering out the way. I'm going to go ahead and get the prayer out the way. Why is it in the way in the first place? Yes, so simple. I ought to tell my grandmother to get on here and talk about them people.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Mr. G, y'all in the trivia facts. Here we go.
Sight Beyond Sight podcast presents Random Trivia Facts with Mr. G.
And I got a couple of trivia facts for you here on today. One of course, we know that growing up, we've always heard that classical music was good with helping you study. And if you played it for your children, it has positive impacts and positive effects on their life as far as them being calm and them being able to study better and them being in a more relaxed mood after they're born. And so if you play classical music while they're still inside their mother, and it helps them to be more calm and continue it afterwards, it helps them to stay calm. And when you're in college or you're older, it helps you to relax. It's also known as good studying music. But now lately, there's a new genre, or not new, but there's another genre of music that has been said to do similar things. And if you think about it, it actually makes sense. And it's video game music that's been made for video games. And they're looking at it in the more modern realm, like 2018, 2019 going forward, especially like Final Fantasy VII and Halo and all those types of games like that. They're saying the video game music in those are designed to get you amped up in a positive way. And if you play those soundtracks while you work, it gives you more of a positive edge and it gives you more of a boost to your day to remain positive. Now, the author of this article recommends not playing the video games while you're working. And she's put in parentheses that you may just so happen to miss an important phone call while you're doing something with the video game and then get killed in the video game while trying to answer that same video call. So that phone call. So don't do that. But it makes sense if you think about it. She says one of the main things is that video game music is built and designed to be in the background while you're playing. So it's intentionally in the background so it doesn't distract you from what you're doing. And if you think about it, back in my day when we played Super Mario Brothers or we played Battletoads or you played The Legend of Zelda or stuff like that, the music in the background was just in the background and you're never really trying to get through the levels and all that stuff. But they added just the right accompaniment and they added the right boost to help you stay motivated to get to where you wanted to go, especially in Super Mario Brothers when you got the star.
Oh, yeah.
And then it gave you that boost of energy for a while. And I'm like, oh, okay, gotta go before it runs out. So I thought that was pretty cool that video game music is known as a positive boost to your workday. It's pretty interesting.
I know it was a positive impact when I play Mortal Kombat. And they think I be cheating all the time because I know how to play Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. You know, those always been my two favorite games.
Yep.
But when they have stopped and learned the music, was able to learn to stop the music from playing in the background. That helped my concentration a whole lot more. Yeah. What else you got?
The second one I have is very, very, very interesting, and it has to do with menopause.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, Ty's not here to hear this, but she'll hear this eventually.
Yeah.
Believe it or
throw
not,
it back up. Watch.
believe it or not, we thought for a long time, especially in the Bible, that we were the only ones that went through it because of what Eve's punishment of what happened in the Garden of Eden. Mm-hmm. But it turns out there are actually a couple of other mammals, not many, that do go through menopause. It's the female human, it's the killer whale, or the orca.
What?
Yeah. And there are three types of whales. The beluga, they're toothed whales. The beluga whale, the long fin blue whale, not blue whale, yeah, the long finned southern whale, and the narwhal whale.
I never heard of these whales. Well,
they're toothed whales, and they kind of dwell in the northern Atlantic a lot. And the killer whales, which is actually a type of dolphin, they all go through menopause. And they also, because of the menopause, have an extended life expectancy after they quit the opportunity and the ability to reproduce. Most other animals in the world, once they reproduce and they're done reproducing, maybe a couple of years later, they're dead. Oh. It's only the female human, the orca or the killer whale, and those three whales that I mentioned, and it's one small troop of orangutans in Sumatra. Just one.
Orangutan.
Which is weird because, not orangutan, chimpanzees.
Oh.
These and elephants, particularly African bush elephants, are two types of animals that are known to reproduce all the way to death. Really? So you can have because I think the life expectancy of an elephant's like 76 years, then that elephant can have a child like 3 months before it dies.
Now that's nasty. That's just nasty. I've bthem praying to God to give me that Abraham experience, right?
Yeah.
And keep me that. So I ain't gonna hate on the elephant. all them old pansies. Y'all can be old as y'all want, because I'm trying to get there too. And still be acting like a rabbit.
Now I have one more quick one. I thought this was pretty cool.
Come on.
We're all familiar with Mickey and Minnie Mouse and the relationship they have on screen. For over 90 years, they've been having this relationship on screen. At one time, between 1991 and 2009, the people who portrayed the voices of Mickey and Minnie Mouse were actually married to each other. At that time, between that span, well, actually it started in 1986. The person who played Mickey was named Wayne what is his name? Wayne Allwise. And he had started that in the mid-70s after the person before him, Jimmy McDonald, took it from Walt Disney, who actually did voice Mickey Mouse himself. But he had to stop because he had a smoking habit and it was ruining his voice. And you couldn't have Mickey Mouse sounded like he had emphysema. So Wayne Allwise started in the mid-'70s, and in 1986, Russi Taylor got the job of Minnie Mouse on the short Totally Minnie. She won the audition in 1986. They met at the audition, and at the time they met, they were both married to different people, and neither one of them knew that they were really, really rotten relationships. So each individual relationship broke up on its own, and then after a while they started just hanging out with each other on the set, and in 1991 they got married. Now in 2009, Wayne died of cancer, and Russi Taylor, I think, retired in 2018. She is the holder of the record of being, and still to this day, she's still doing voiceover work. But at one time, Mickey and Minnie Mouse, the voices, were actually married.
Wow. I think I might have known that, but I'm not even sure. But I just always suspected it. Mm-hmm. I knew there was something. Mm-hmm. Minnie and Mickey, and Mickey and Minnie, just Minnie and Mickey in around the place. This old messing with Goofy. Goofy was mad. I think Goofy was jealous because I think Goofy wanted Mickey. Oh,
Mickey or Minnie? That would be something that Disney might try these days.
Oh my God, especially these days. I really didn't mean it, but I'm glad it came out that way. It wouldn't have been as funny. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. G and his Trivia Facts.
This has been Random Trivia Facts with Mr. G. Well done, sir. Well done.
This is DJ K Liddy, and you are now rocking with Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment. Tap in, man.
As I stated, y'all, we bring you inspiration and information. And today, y'all, we got a gentleman on the phone that we're going to be talking to. His name is J-Dub. Well, that's what I've been calling him. But now it's Josh Wood, ladies and gentlemen. Josh, what's going on with you, man?
What's up, Pastor? That was some interesting trivia facts right there.
Isn't it something, man? What's your thought? You want to comment on one of them?
No, it's just
okay.
You can hit a love between Mickey and Minnie, and you can hit a little fallout. So it's pretty interesting right there with the Disney characters. Yeah, man. But I'm grateful to be on the call, man. I'm grateful to be here.
Yes, man. Absolutely, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself first, man, before we dive into the good stuff that you do and have done. Top Boogie just came in the building, and she just missed about the beach whales having menopause and stuff like that. I'm gonna let her get her headphones on, and then we're gonna be continuing. I'm gonna let you start right from your peach time.
Peach Orchard, yes, sir.
Yeah, Peach Orchard, yeah. Jay, you can go ahead, man. Josh, you could begin and start talking from where you left
Josh. Yeah, man. Josh Woods from Gaffney, South Carolina, home of the Big Peach, right at the side of the highway. You probably noticed it. I hope you do.
Right here in the Carolinas, South Carolina.
Right here in the Carolinas, born and bred in the Carolinas. I'm the second youngest out of 8. Big, beautiful black family. Almost like the Black Brady Bunch, but instead of a maid, we grew up with Ray. That's what I like to tell people, man. Cockroaches made me very athletic. I was a walk-on at the University of South Carolina. Played football in the Coach Spur, part of the first 11-win team.
Oh.
And South Carolina did not play all. I was on the bench watching for the whole time, but I enjoyed watching some of my teammates make it to the NFL. I studied exercise science at the University of South Carolina. Went on and got into coaching right away, coaching strength and conditioning. I got my first internship my last semester of college, and I went on to Pensacola, Florida, moved away from my friends and family. And ever since then, that was 15 years ago in 2013, I've been coaching, been on my coaching journey. I've been fortunate to coach at 4 Division I universities, I've been the director at one university, and I've coached for 3 professional teams. And God has brought me back home. I'm a father of 3 daughters. The oldest is 9. At least we're getting into her story a little bit. I have a 6-year-old named Ari and a 3-year-old named Kinsley. They're all here in Carolina, so I'm happy to be back home here, and I'm excited to be on the podcast. So let's get into some questions.
All right, man. So what actually got you into sports? Were you playing in the in Little League or something?
Yeah, I mean, being from Gaffney, South Carolina, I think we got 18 right now.
Yeah, y'all think y'all on that though? Y'all Indians?
Yeah. I think we got 18 right now.
Yeah.
We didn't win when I played, so
Yeah,
I had to bring on the other. Steve, who was Steve?
I think Steve up there.
Steve?
Yeah, Steve up there in Gaffney. Steve Palmer.
Steve Palmer, oh yeah, for sure.
You know them?
Steve,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, them boys, they take that serious up there. That football boy, y'all take that so serious.
Yeah, so you get into it early in Gaffney. You know, the whole city shuts down and goes to the games.
Yeah,
to this day, so.
Exactly. Like, hey, that's just football. but yeah, they definitely take it serious, man. But yeah, so
that's what got me into football, though. Just growing up in that culture, got me into football, but what got me into science was seeing a lot of people not make it in football.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have me a good, solid backup plan.
That
way I could make sure I always had me a job.
See, isn't that important, man, for these college, for these young people to understand that if you don't make it in this here, you got to have a plan B?
Yeah, it is important, but I play with some guys that they're playing A and their only plan was to go to the NFL, and they also made it. And I think in that you find maybe your plan B while you are working your plan A. I think that can also happen too. Yeah,
I think so too. And I think it's, like we said a while ago, and it's very important to try that. So, and so you're doing your training. You're a trainer now, still a coach, but you train.
I'm coaching now, and I'm coaching the Masters now. I'm coaching the world. So, I started my own LLC called Woods Performance and Science. I consult with high schools around the area on the areas of sports science. Yeah. That was one of the expertise that I worked on, which is basically when you guys see somebody on TV and they're running 23 miles per hour or 22 miles per hour, I'm doing that for the daily for teams. So I did that for 3 teams.
Are these cheetahs?
These are cheetahs, yeah.
They've been running.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Cheetah. That's my guy, Tyreek Hill, man.
Oh, wow.
He's one of the guys I coached. I coached for the Dolphins, the Vikings, and the Tampa Bay Vipers. That's the 3 pro teams I've coached.
I was about to ask you, was it one of the Dolphins when you was in Miami? Did you coach with the Dolphin team?
Yeah, I coached 3 seasons with the Miami Dolphins. I recently was let go. We didn't make the playoffs, and I try to tell people it's high risk, high reward. You get these great jobs, but when you don't make the playoffs, changes got to happen. And unfortunately, my department, we had 2 big changes. Me and one of my other assistants I work with, we were let go. And then I made a pivot, and I said, you know what? I kind of want to take a break from coaching. And I found a passion in stand-up comedy and motivational speaking, and started my own LLC. So I put all the chips in on me.
And let's talk about that comedy part of that, man. And you do stand-up comedy. And how can people find able to go view your content?
One of my 6 sisters helped me come up with my name. Is Laugh Coach. So LAUGHCOACH. Laugh Coach, one word with an underscore. The only African-American male with that name on the internet right now. So hopefully nobody takes it.
Yes.
So not hard to find, like Dion says.
Laugh Coach.
Stand-up comedy found me, man. I made a relationship with the comedian Desi Banks. I don't know if you guys know him. He's pretty viral. He has over 8 million followers right now on Instagram. I shot him a blind DM one day, man. He was coming to Miami, and I was like, hey, man, I would love to meet you. come to practice. You know, it was the spring around this time 2 years ago. And he came through, man. Him and his crew, very humble guy, very cool guy. I went and watched him do stand-up that night, and it just felt like watching your big cousin get on stage and sell out for 300 people. And I was like, oh, man, this how you do this? And I got right into it, man. Right away, I signed up for comedy classes while coaching in the NFL. So I would go to classes on Monday nights from 8 to 12 and then get up 5 a.m., back at work the next day. So, you know, I did that for about 5 months consistently, and then I had a graduation, and a lot of the people from the organization came out, a lot of players came out, and it was I had one of the best times of my life when comedy school and did my set. 5 minutes felt like 30 at the time. And I look back on that today, I cringe at those jokes, but man, that was my start. So I started then, and I kind of fell in love with it. It helped me out. I was going through a lot of depression at the time, and it was an outlet for me. And also, you know, a lot of the depression came from not seeing my daughters coaching in the NFL. A lot of people don't know it's a 7-day, probably 8-day-a-week job.
Yeah.
Sundays is a big work day. It's a 12-hour, 13-hour day on Sunday, just getting guys prepped. You guys is not playing, they're working out. Then you got to the stadium, get the guys ready for the game. And after the game, you got recovery, and then the next day you back in. Guys got to work out the next day just so they don't get stiff. And then before you know it, back to another Sunday. You do that 17 times in a row. Hopefully you make the playoffs, which we did my first 2 seasons, and then the last season. So unfortunately we didn't.
Yeah.
I'm sure that workload gets magnified when you have road games.
Oh, man. People think the international trips, those are the hard ones for me because I have to pretty much change systems, GPS systems.
Oh, yeah.
Tracking systems because now we're overseas. Got to make sure the time is right. Time change is another one when you cover West Coast, East Coast games. But yeah, we played in Germany my second season, and that's a lot of work. It was a lot of vacation.
All right, so now you said you were the dad of 3 lovely girls.
Yes.
And
Yes,
they're
sir.
probably definitely, well, not a probably, I know that they are the kind that will steal sweet out of sugar.
Oh,
They
yeah.
definitely some sweethearts. So yeah, so we let's talk about them. But first, before we talk about them, I want to hear from your perspective on how we came across, how we met.
Man, it was just a divine encounter. If I can put a name on it. I was taking my daughters to the park after leaving the gym. I trained out of Fitness Edge in Bowling Springs, South Carolina. That's my uncle, Carol Dawkins. He's had gym for 25 years. So that's why I do my in-person training. When I train during the road doing comedy, I'm there training people. And
Shameless
we leave
plug.
there and we go to
Say that name one more
Shameless
time.
Club. Carol Dawkins, Fitness Edge Studios.
Fitness
Make sure y'all check it out.
Studios. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, in Bowling Springs, South Carolina.
What he said.
I just left the gym with my daughters, and I wanted to take them to a park, and we went down to Lake Bowen, and they have a nice park down there, Anchor Park. I think that's in memory of a kid that died there at the lake.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a beautiful park, man. And my daughters, we're walking up. My 9-year-old daughter and my 6-year-old, they're born with the eye conditioning called nystagmus, which their eyes involuntarily move sometimes. And you know, we've had more challenges with Elise, my oldest daughter. She's 9 with that. And she's just a resilient, strong, smart, determined firecracker of a daughter.
Yes.
And she has taken Braille up the past 2 years. And the past 2 years that she's read Braille, she lives in Newberry. She's the only kid in the county that reads Braille. And she's coming second 2 years in a row in a Braille competition.
In the state.
In the States.
Yes.
Wow.
She's coming second, and she's 9. So she's not knowing. I told her this year, do you know you're getting good at standardized testing? Because they go back and they have to read and write and answer questions and solve problems for 2 hours straight. And then they come out and, you know, she's judged, and some kids don't win. I feel bad for those kids that don't win and standing up there. But it got me very involved in the community and just kind of was South Carolina School Deaf and Blind. And I took her to a camp there this year. So, I kind of could see when I'm around people that's blind. And, I saw you at the park guiding. I think you were being guided by your wife at the time. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. We're actually walking to the tables at the same time. I think you guys had pizza that day.
Yeah,
I don't think we had it. I think we tried to eat some food, but it blew away. But you guys were smart with pizza boxes. And as we're walking up, I just started a conversation. You never know who you're talking to. I'm a person that believes in saying hey to everybody. You never know when you're entertaining angels.
Yes, man, he does, and I love that, especially when we was here Saturday. Go ahead, man. I just like how he introduced himself and be involved.
Yeah, I got that from my dad, man. My dad grew up in church, so nobody was a stranger. My dad was the big man around town, so he lead singer of Quartet's group, deacon at the church, supervisor at the plant, and you know how small the cities are where we're from, so everybody knows everybody. So I always seen that in my dad, so I was like, man, I want to be just like that. I'm gonna speak to everybody. So I got that from him. I got to give him those props. But we spoke, and I mentioned. I think we started talking about the summer camps.
Yeah,
you mentioned the summer camp for the Braille students, and she had just did a camp with in Spartanburg at the School of Deaf and Blind. A great camp. She enjoyed it. That's her first time being away from me and her mom. And me and her mom are divorced. She lives in Newberry, and her mom does a tremendous job with her on a daily.
Yes.
As I told you, I was coaching in the NFL for the past 4 years, so my interactions during the season are small to none. Unless we have a bye week or like a Monday night game, and we might get a couple days for the weekend. So I try to make it home much as possible, and also they come to about a game a year. So, but anyway, we're at the park, and we're talking about the camp, and then I mentioned to you, did you know anybody that does piano lessons? Because I'm trying to get her on the piano. I know she would be great at the piano.
Yeah, man.
And you said I actually have my own studio. And I'm like, okay, word. And I'm a man of action. So, and I know my time is limited with them on weekends. So I'm like, hey, well, let's get it in today. You free today? And I brought her by the same day we met. I brought her right by for a lesson. And she surprised me. I mean, she's smart,
first one, man. She is literally smart. Jimmy, I'm telling you about her. Yeah, she is. I mean, she could pick up quickly.
Yeah, I think y'all learned Mary Had a Little Lamb. Day one.
She played that. Yeah,
and then Pastor, man, he graced us. He's being humble, but he graced us with her piano to take home, so she can keep practicing between her lessons. They're coming back and forth over the weekend and every other weekend.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate it.
He left out the most funny part when we was walking. Cause I was walking up, right, and we had Tweety Bird with us too. We was all Katia had the kids at the lake. And he said, is both of y'all visually impaired? And I paused for a second because I know my first remark would be something crazy. And daggone it was. I said, no, she's just visually slow.
Oh, you're so wrong.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to catch myself sometimes, and it just hit me. And then it was like it just built, man. And he said he was going to be right back. And from his tone, I was like, yeah, this guy's definitely coming back. Because they went and ate, and it was just such a good moment, man. And I appreciate you sticking around and being able to make this contact, man. To be able to and you being that father in your daughter's life, and you have that time to do what you've been wanting to do.
Yeah, man. She lets me hear, man.
That older one?
The one that she gets older, she asked me a question one day, Dad, do you love football more than you love me? And that was a hard question to get asked from your daughter.
Yeah, man.
And a hard thing to explain, letting her know that I'm doing this for the betterment of everybody, and which I was. And but that tugged at my heart, obviously, and kind of helped me in my decision making to come home. And a lot of people question why I'm not hunting NFL jobs, and try to tell people, I've 15 years I've done that, hunt jobs and chase jobs. This is my first time moving back home in 15 years. Man. So just to be here and just get reconnected with the area, man. Spartanburg is growing. Y'all see the baseball stadium.
Oh my God, yeah, man.
just a lot of opportunities are here still too.
Yeah.
For people to grow and excel. And I think we get so trapped in the mindset of get out.
Yeah, man.
That sometimes you forget all the blessings that's around you.
right.
That's in.
Oh, man, that's good, man.
Don't go anywhere. We got more inspiration and information for you right after this. Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment is now giving piano, drums, and vocal lessons to all those who are interested. Looking for a place for you or your group to record your project? Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment has the available studio time you're looking for. For more information on how to book your studio time or to sign up for lessons, call us 864-529-5360. Reach out to us on Facebook, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment, or by email, sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com.
This your girl, Ty Boogie, and I want to welcome you back to Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast. Enjoy.
Y'all got any questions for him? You want to ask him something?
I'm an open book. Y'all can ask anything under the sun.
Yeah.
What was Steve Spurrier like? I'm curious.
Oh my God. Steve Spurrier was
No,
Steve Spurrier. Let me tell you my first interaction with Steve Spurrier. I'm a walk-on, right? So, this is after we had just beat Alabama that year.
I remember
first time in a long time.
Yep.
And there was 300 people at walk-on tryout. Only 4 people made the team. Wow. I was luckily one of the 4. Now, when I got to practice the first day, he's like, "Where's that kid from Gaffney at?" And I come over there and I'm like, "Here's me. How you doing, Coach Spurrier?" This man has a straw hat on and no shirt on. That was Steve Spurrier. And he's like, "Man, good old Sidney Rice." He loves Sidney Rice. Sidney set a lot of records there. In South Carolina. And man, he was just so happy to know that somebody else came from Gaffney there. So we got a kid down there now. I think Shaquille Brown, I want to say his name is, from Gaffney, offensive lineman, just won an award Friday. I went down to the spring game. So that's my first time back at Carolina in 15 years. So it feels good to get connected back to my alma mater as well. But Coach Spurrier Coach Spurrier was a fun coach. I say it that way. A player's coach, most definitely.
Yeah, my youngest daughter, she goes to Carolina.
What?
Okay.
What was your position in football? What position did you play?
I played DB and I played scout team wide receiver. That's what I played mostly. And man, our defense coordinator was Ellis Johnson at the time. He did not believe in thudding up. So we got tackled, full tackle.
Yeah.
So I'm getting tackled by Jadavian and playing every day. So I should have kept playing running back and receiver. I probably would have been all right. But I love defense.
Oh, defense. Cool. Yeah.
So when you said your 2 oldest daughters have this eye disease, what's that eye disease again?
Nystagmus.
Nystagmus. Now, your oldest daughter has it more severe than the middle child?
Yes.
Were they diagnosed at birth, or did they develop it like over a year and a half or so?
Yeah, it was diagnosed at birth, and then it's gotten progressively better. They get better at kind of controlling it, and Aria is very, her vision is very good. Now, they both struggle when it's dark. So dark light is kind of what helps both of them out, but it helps Elise out the most. So, we noticed this when they were kids. They would always stare at the light as babies, and we always try to take those lights away. But they are so bright though. They're, when one sense gets weaker, all the other senses get stronger. And man, they are dynamic, and then they take all my money. So that sense gets stronger too.
Now, in your comedy career, how many places have you been? Have they been mostly in South Carolina, just the Southeast, or have you been across the country, international, with what you've done so far?
We're gonna go international. I like that you speaking that into the air right there. That's speaking into the distance. We are about to. This is me full-fledged diving into it. Most of my comedy was done in Miami, as that's where I was coaching.
Okay.
At the time for the past 3 seasons. So my second season was when I found comedy. So, I started doing the improv there, improv, and that's why I took my comedy classes there. Also another comedy school I went to down there was Building Theater. So I went to the 2 comedy schools in the area, and I performed there mostly at the improv. I turned into a local regular host, and then I started headlining there.
Cool.
Within 2 years, which is very rare in comedy to headline there.
Yeah.
In such a short time.
Yeah.
So I did my first 30, 45-minute set there, and I rocked it. And so it's been Miami mostly. I'm just getting acclimated back home. So I've been here 2 months now. And I've done the Funny Zone down in Greenville. I just did that show. It was amazing.
Yeah, I was about to ask if you had done some places in South Carolina. Like, I've heard of the Funny Zone, and I just wonder if you've done the Comedy House. Oh, I was about to ask if you have done the Comedy House in Columbia, but you only
no, not yet. But I will be down there.
Now, have you ever met Country Wayne?
I have not met Country Wayne yet. I'm pretty sure I meet him.
Right.
As I keep working with Desi, and man, Desi has been a blessing in my life. He let me open up for him this past year, and that was probably my most gratifying moment in comedy. Was everything that day was going wrong. We had just got back from Tampa Bay, hosting a joint practice. My tire went flat. My iron didn't work. I'm going in there with a wrinkled shirt. I'm tire flat. I'd made the show. I didn't have a cameraman with me. I didn't have nobody. I wasn't supposed to open. I wasn't supposed to go first. I was going second. They called me right up and said, I got to go now. Get on the stage, and it's 1,300 people looking at me in the theater. And I just blank out, and all I know is everybody was laughing the whole 5 minutes.
Oh, good.
I walked backstage, and adrenaline dump from comedy. I try to explain it to people. It's like scoring a touchdown feels really good. Watching your athlete score a touchdown feels really good as a coach. Drawing the plays and scoring the touchdowns and making a crowd laugh, it's like scoring a touchdown every 5 or 10 seconds. So dopamine, adrenaline rush is the thing you have to slow down the most on stage, so you don't rush to your next joke because you're going off the energy of the crowd. And it's unlike anything else. So I get off that stage, my adrenaline is flowing. I feel like I can lift 100,000 pounds of those whales or those oysters. But I get backstage, and Desi comes out of his dressing room. He's like, man, I heard the laughs in my dressing room. It's like, I didn't know you was this 2 years later after meeting him and, going to the comedy school. And I was like, yeah, man, I've been doing it. And he asked me hard questions like, hey, you want to do this for real? You gotta sacrifice something. And that was something that I did not want to do. And I'm just full transparency moment right here is, I fell in love with comedy that night, fell in love with it. And, work and my job, as great as my job was, it just became a little bit more transactional. And I was just so ready to get back to a big stage like that again. He could have asked me that day to go on tour, and I would probably quit my job that day.
Wow.
That's the feeling I got from it. And, I wouldn't say, how in a relationship, you're not trying to do the breaking up. I wasn't trying to leave my job in the NFL, but I fell in love with comedy. I'm just fell in love with it. And, a lot of people couldn't believe when I'm like, I'm going to just do this comedy thing, and I'm not going to pursue another job. So this has been a journey. It's been a journey, and I'm happy to do it.
So Jay, it's definitely been a journey that you've had to come on, man. And did we talk about depression already?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so can we
really scratch that?
Can we dive right there for a second? Because today we also been trying to promote mental health, because people feel just because they're, sometimes our community in the African American community, they don't think that it's, it's cool or quote unquote okay to go see to get counseling and to see psychologists and stuff like that for families and or individual purposes. So,
or sometimes they just think it's just something that Black people don't get.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you're supposed to suck it up. You know, we got the suck it up mentality that we were brought up on.
Suck it up or pray it away.
Yeah, or pray.
Pray about it. Yeah.
I believe in prayer. I and I love the Lord. But sometimes you do need a doctor. You do need a counselor.
So go ahead and tell your story and I'm
you know, I got diagnosed with you're fine, man. I got diagnosed my second season in Miami with high functioning depression. I had to get Zoloft after my second.
I ain't never heard of that.
That's depression. Yep. Where, you know, I think my classmate, she kind of labeled it that at first. You know, they label it as depression. She put the tag on it high functioning because, you know, my job being a sports scientist, being a coach in the NFL, is a high functioning job. So, you know, the pressure to perform your job makes it a high functioning depression. I can't sleep in. I can't be late to my job. You know, and depression is one of those things that want to keep you in the bed, that wants to make you sit down. But when you got a job that a lot of people are depending on you, the whole organization is depending on you to do your job, do your piece of the pie. No matter how you feeling, you got to get up and do that job. So that's where the term high functioning comes from.
Gotcha.
But depression is depression. Either way you want to shape it. No matter if you got a high functioning job or a low functioning job, it still hits the same, in my opinion. And comedy was an outlet for my depression, and I found that while being on the Zoloft, and a lot of that. So what Zoloft did for me, I would just say it this way, is it kept me on the straight line. I didn't feel a lot of the super positive emotions, but on the other hand, I didn't also feel the super negative emotions. And that's where the balance and the depression and suicidal thoughts would come from, was when those lows hit really heavy. And one thing I did that, you know, looking back on now is kind of this, you gotta just be very self-aware. Is I've worked 11 different jobs in the past 15 years. So I'm always on the move. And some of those moves I made just to feel that when I was feeling down. Job could have been good, but every opportunity was a raise or a higher title. And I would search that and take that in order to also feel that dopamine rush of, I'm getting praised. I'm getting people are clapping for me, that I'm moving. And, you know, the other side of that coin is most of the time I'm moving away, you know, from my daughters as they're here in South Carolina. You know, farthest I went was Minnesota. I also lived in El Paso. I lived in DC. I lived in Miami, obviously. And, you know, those moves were great on paper and on Instagram. But when I got home some nights and, you know, my daughter's not answering their FaceTime calls because they're playing Roblox with their friends, you know, those nights hit back to back, and we just lost the game. We done lost 3 games. We done lost 5 games in a row. And, you know, your job's on the line with every loss. A lot of people don't understand that. Somebody's going to get fired. And
that's even when it's high school league too, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely say the higher that you go, the higher the stakes. And,
absolutely.
You know, that led to a lot of my depression, not seeing my kids, not feeling like I was getting credit for my work at different places. And that drove me into comedy. And even comedy has a dark side to it, right? I mean, you could go clean, you could go bad, you can take comedy anywhere. It's one of those art forms where there's a lot of different comedians, there's a lot of different genres of comedy. Somebody you might like, might not like, or, you know. And
I like Martin.
I love Martin, man. I love Martin. I got that. Somebody told me that's how I do comedy a little bit, because I like to get the crowd involved. I like to dance on stage. I'm very physical with my comedy, but then I also write very well. So you'll get a good mixing thing when you come see me on the show. But yeah, man, that comedy became one of those outlets for my depression. And I recently just did a call on my coaching page. I have a coaching page as well. It's linked with my Laugh Coach page, so you'll see it on there. But my coaching page is Coach_J Woods with a Z. Like my last name, Woods with a Z. I just did a 90-minute talk with Oscar Attaway Jr. He's Oscar Attaway III's dad. He's a current running back at University of South Carolina. Oscar lost his sister. He lost his daughter from suicide. So we did a talk about that. And we had a licensed counselor on the call with us, Giovanna Gellers. So that's on my Instagram. I'm going to chop those videos up. I'm learning all this content stuff. You guys know it's work behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
So bear with me, everybody, as I'm trying to get the content out and cut that long form video up into short little chunks so that way I can boost it and, the story can get out there. And Oscar, he was so proud to be able to talk about his daughter's, contribution to the world and the way that he can create and share her legacy through suicide prevention and awareness. And, we're all African Americans. So, us three on the call talking about this, because I don't think a lot of people talk about suicide awareness and depression. I feel like a lot of attention is on anxiety, ADHD, but suicide is one of those silent killers that nobody's talking about. So,
excuse me.
I decided to use my platform and my resources to spread suicide awareness. So that's one of the things I'm looking to get more into with my own podcast coming up, and just going around the schools and preaching. Sometimes it looks like you at the top. I was at Will Smith said this, it's rock bottom and it's cliff top, the top of the mountain. I was at the top of the mountain, the highest level I could get in my career. There's nothing higher than coaching in the NFL.
Right.
And depression still hit me. Suicidal thoughts still hit me. And that being the second time, I knew I needed help, because as strong as I try to be or look, that's a weight that's hard to lift by yourself. And we're meant for a community. And, the biggest thing you could do is ask for help. And I had to ask for help. And the team therapist, the clinician, they all helped me. And it was good, man. The organization handled it well with my depression. I didn't want to go to the game we had that week, and but being around people was what kept me going. And now knowing that, I just want to be around more people, and I feel like I can reach a larger crowd from that stage, doing stand up. So that's when people ask me, that's my passion, that's my thrill, that's how I got into stand up right there.
And being, man, having those being depressed and all of these things, man, it's awesome when you're around the people, the positive people that will help keep you uplifted, and that would know exactly what you're going through and how to speak to you, and and not at you, because there's a difference.
Because people do, because I tell my mama, man, I can't tell my mama a secret without the whole city knowing. And I told my mom the next day, don't tell nobody, just between me and you.
Yeah.
And I got about 20 calls from family members. Don't ever think about doing, your life is too good, this and that. And at the moment when you're in that darkness, man, you don't see the job that you got. You don't see, it's a very little bitty glimpses of light in that darkness.
And sometimes when I remember and reflect back when I was 15, 16 years old, and I've thought about it. But when I thought about it, I probably just needed a darn whooping.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just being stupid. They had me on 24-hour watch. What is y'all watching me for? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. They said, because I only mention it to somebody. Sometimes I just feel like killing myself. I want to, because I got the news that, your mom is HIV positive. That's back in the 90s when all that stuff was them. And then, but here I go, just being stupid. I probably just needed a whooping.
Well, you probably just needed to vent. You probably just needed out.
You was 15,
right? Yeah, you was 15. You probably didn't know how to really communicate what you were feeling at the time, which, I kind of get a little jealous of my daughters, especially Elise, because she's doing so well. And one of my problems was I cared about what everybody thought about me.
Yeah.
Because being African American coaching in the NFL, that's a rarity in itself as well. So, I've struggled with my identity and being myself. Who am I?
Right.
You know, my best job that I left that I regret leaving was Howard University. I was the director there for 21 Sports back in 2021, and I felt like myself there. I felt that Kamala had just got voted in. I was, Howard was the Mecca, Chocolate City. I felt like I was right where I was supposed to be, and then the NFL called me, and man, I ran like a first round draft pick to the NFL. So, which I'm glad I did. I took that opportunity. I took a chance, and it was a blessing. But at the same time, I was really comfortable, and I really enjoyed Howard University. It was one of my best jobs still to this day.
Yeah, man, this is good, man.
Yeah, and like I said, I envy at least sometimes because with her not being able to see the way that people was looking at her, versus I'm watching people look at me, and it's changing my behavior where she's just being her.
Yeah,
she's being herself, and I try to, and she encourages me so much to just be yourself, Daddy. Just be yourself.
And
Don't worry
I'm glad,
about what people think.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you even broke it up because you didn't say y'all blind people. Because each individual is different, right?
Right.
Some people will be certain people who have some type of of disability. They would think like you're thinking. How's that blind person or that deaf person, doing what they're doing, and they both got the same. They're jealous of each other. You got the same disability, so it's kind of crazy about that, and that's how some people with ambitions do it. Because even when they was here after Easter egg hunt, somebody will sit down and say, "Oh man, we should have some accessible games." I said, "What?
Wow.
What you mean accessible games?" I said, well, "You do not enable to try to." We have these young people that's coming up behind it. They are very ambitious and independent and self-sufficient. I said, "What do you mean by how can you make a sack race game accessible? Unless you walking with them or you doing a 3-legged race type thing, but this is not. You don't look when people with a disability to have some type of I'm gonna just say we because I keep wanting to say it. We don't want to have a pity party. This is not about blind awareness or disability awareness. We talking to Josh, but it just came up.
Nah, you got on fire right now.
Let me calm down a little bit, man.
But I do like
you
that.
Get it, though.
People, I get it, and people want to help, and sometimes they just don't know how to help.
Yeah.
I don't say the right thing.
They don't say the right things, and one thing I try to do is try to be proactive in that, where I was set it up for my daughters where, hey, the person that she needs to turn to, scream so she knows where you're at.
Exactly.
That's the only advantage
that's
I want
what
to
you
have
do.
to use her senses even better. Like they love the basketball with the bell inside of it, so they can keep track of it when they're dribbling, and it helps them out. And I can only see them getting older, and you can hear the beat for the basketball go and know that's what you're supposed to shoot.
Exactly. Then they got beeper baseball, and then they got the goal ball. I can see her playing the goal ball too, man.
Oh man, if she's not a pianist, a singer, at least rap, she freestyle rap, she sings, she plays piano.
There's no limit on her.
She's multi-talented, so I don't even know what she's gonna do.
Yeah, she'll be shocking me sometimes, man. But it's and and I already know what people with with an ability, a different type of ability can do. So it's still amazing how the young people are. Like, she just reminds me so much of me when I was coming up, just at a fast pace. I was just a fast-paced person, just move, and going. But now I'm like, girl, you got to slow down. I ain't as young as I used to be now, So it's a blessing
try to keep you going on that piano.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing, man. Not my pleasure at working. How we work. They be saying that over at Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, my place. It's a blessing to to have met you guys, man, and I count all of my opportunities as blessings, man, to be able to. And I can't wait for her to meet Mr. G, though.
Yeah, man. Mr. G, I can't wait to meet Mr. G.
Yeah,
Man. He talking about her.
we gonna see who can out talk who.
Right.
Yeah, I need to. I got to talk with some trivia fans.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh my God. Yeah. Now that girl is super smart. Yeah. They said whales have menopause.
Menopause. And do they have periods too?
I was about to say this.
Does that mean they have periods? Yeah, they got menopause. They gotta have periods.
That's probably why they had attitude.
So do they do that number?
That's why
you think
why they swung at old Jonah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they did. Yeah. So you ever known
I try to tie a lot of biblical references in my comedy.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
I like that.
The Bible is so full of stories. And I've always looked at, because we spend all the time in church, man. I used to get mad. They call it vacation Bible school. We ain't took a vacation yet. That's what I used to say. We're in the same church, vacation Bible school. And I just started looking at all the stories in the Bible and trying to find a funny angle from them. Like,
yeah, man. And there's a lot of them in there.
There's a lot of them. Like,
I like the Rainy King
Jesus,
James.
like, woman, who you think, it's not my time yet. And Mary made him go in there and fix that wine.
He sure did. He got it behind up in there, didn't he? And then he rolled in on the jackass.
And I say, for her to be that confident in him making that wedding, I mean, he's been making that wine for her for days.
Yes, he did. He knew how to make that wine. Exactly. Then it was better than anybody else's.
Oh, yeah. She know what she was doing.
Then he disappeared, and they around there looking for him, and all come out there on trying to find he was around there teaching. Okay?
Oh, yeah. You know we good at Irish goodbye. You get your plate and you leave.
No.
So,
that's it.
I know Jesus was black.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Just eating and run.
I hollered y'all.
Yeah, man.
And the fish fries. Come on. I ain't seen that many fish fries outside.
Exactly. But just, man, we really appreciate you so much for getting on here, man. Chopping it up with us, man.
No, man, I appreciate it, man. It's my pleasure. Let me Chick-fil-A you back. It's my pleasure.
There you go.
I got 3 more music trivia.
Oh, we got a music trivia that we want to get you in on, man, before we
all right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Show.
Okay, it's like 90s, 2000. Okay, you ready?
Okay, that's my music right now.
Okay. Outkast said there are the type of people that do what?
Huff and puff.
No.
I mean, what was it?
Make the club get crunk.
Hey, Mr. G.
Oh,
got
Mr.
it.
G.
Okay. Okay. What should you do after you back it up, then stop?
Drop?
Back it up, then stop. Drop it like it's hot.
Wop. Drop it like it's hot, I believe.
Yep. Then wop. Drop it like it's hot. Mr. G. How Mr. G know more than you? What's going on?
Mr. G been on that music since the games, man.
Yeah, man. Mr. G, he used to be in charge of the twerk fest. I'm trying to say this now.
The twerkers.
Yeah. He used to run that club.
No, like I mentioned before, I was a staff arranger for 11 and a half years at Chapman High School.
Yeah.
And you would get all kinds of requests from all types of students of all types of songs to write. And I would write them knowing full good and well 85% of them will not pass the muster.
Exactly.
But I wrote them, and to this day, they still have them in their storage.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Oh, wow.
What else you got, Ty?
Okay, where can you find 50 Cent?
In the club?
Okay, Lee Urban said that.
People's happy about that one.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Okay, what does T.I. have the club yelling?
T.I.?
Yeah.
Oh, bring them out, bring them out,
Oh
bring
my
them out,
goodness,
bring them
Mr.
out.
G.
Yeah.
Mr. G.
With the rail in your mouth.
That was requested by a chorus student.
What, to bring them out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I know.
Like, are you
HBC done
sure
done it.
you want? We'll try. We'll try it. It
Two
didn't
more,
make it.
Ty.
Okay, since Jesus was just here in Spartanburg,
Breaking and have people breaking out windows and carrying
I didn't
on.
get to go, but my sister knew it. Okay.
Did her car get broken into?
No.
The window get busted out of? Oh,
No,
that's good.
She got lucky. Okay, what is Jesus gonna do right after he stack his flow?
He
Damn, stack some more.
Hey,
Gotta go on that Jeezy.
Okay.
Hi, I did not like this guy's music at all. Go ahead.
What was the young boy doing to Lauryn Hills with his words?
Strumming her, pain.
No.
Oh no, that was with his finger.
Killing her soft.
Killing
Killing her softness.
No.
Saving her life with his words.
Yep, Mr. G.
Oh man.
I'm taking you to the club with me.
Nah, he don't want to say.
What?
Say that hook. Say that hook. I gotta hear that hook, Mr. G. Say that.
Strumming my pain with his fingers, saving my life with his words.
Hey.
What else?
Killing me softly with his song, killing me softly.
Yeah.
With his song, telling my whole
life
with his words, killing me softly.
Yeah.
This is you.
What?
Mr. G got to get him in the studio. I don't know what you mean, man. Get some songs.
Yeah,
Go
man.
ahead now.
Yeah, he need to be rearranging, but he working on our songs right now. So we're working on getting some more songs out.
I'm about to say, so y'all got an album out currently?
Yeah, we got 3 songs actually. It's Pastor
where
Happy
can I
Feet
find
and
that
Family.
music at?
You can find them on any platform that you like to choose to listen to. You just look up Pastor Happy Feet and Family. It's I Got Faith is the name
Apple
of it.
Music.
Yep, Apple Music,
Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, Pandora.
They're even playing it in Club Shakers.
Y'all on that Kanye streaming channel too?
Huh?
You ain't gonna make it on Kanye's channel.
Not yet. We gonna get there. That Joy might make it. Actually, don't nobody know yet. I'm planning on doing a live video shoot for I Got Faith or either I Got Joy. So I'm talking to a couple of guys who would do it, but well, not who would do it. We're trying to figure out who can and will and know how to do the video. So it's gonna be a live video. So it'll be like an invite only type thing. But yeah, so it got to be people in the crowd that's gonna be in there getting crunk, and I'm just sitting there looking like bumps on the log.
I'm gonna get crunk.
Cause I had my body hurting and being sore after I be up there dancing. Boy, I was hurting so bad Sunday. Pastor Happy Feet was down. It was Pastor Sad Feet. My knees, my legs, my arm, my hip, all the joints was moving.
Well, make sure you come to the gym, man. We get you right this week.
Yeah, I've been telling them, so I gotta come. I got it planned to make it.
Get in that silver sneakers.
Yes, sir.
Silver sneakers class.
Yes, indeed. I'm bringing me a gold sneaker. Well, you know what? If you look at my feet, if you take a picture, I got on what?
Why you got 2 different shoes? What in the world? Why do you have on 2 different shoes?
It was wacky tacky day today at work.
Oh, what work? At the studio?
So let me tell you, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. It was one of those days.
You was unemployed, Mr. G.
It was one of those days, man. I got up this morning. I said, "Oh my God, this shoe." They felt the same to me, and they probably grandbaby done did it to me though. They was over in the corner. I just picked the shoe, put it on, and this is what I don't want to work and walked around Columbia, went to Sam, then went to Walmart. I said, Trey. I said, Trey, look at my feet. He said, "Now, Dad, what in the world you got going on?"
I think, man, they probably been trying to make the handicap accessible for you.
There you go. Hey, but the blessed thing is, they both the right feet. You know, there's not one on the left, and there's not one. You know, they're the right.
Man,
they're the right. They're the right way.
Than the other. How
Yeah,
do you not know the difference?
They both actually feel good, but you know, I didn't notice actually till I really didn't pay no attention until I got on, because this one, my right one, feel actually a lot better on that foot. Because I left my favorite shoes at the church, when we did the baptism on yesterday.
Oh, guess what?
What?
We baptized one of our church members.
Yeah, I did. 3 of them.
3 of them, yep.
Oh my God, yeah, I know we got to go. I was.
Speaking of baptisms, man, I got baptized yesterday as well. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Go ahead with your baptized self.
And my nephew got christened yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
I'm doing good, not cussing. You know, watch the cussing out my mouth.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you what happened, what he did.
Okay, what did he do?
Okay, now he put the oil on his forehead.
Yeah.
He took the oil off his forehead and put it on my sister's head.
Oh, yeah, he was sharing.
Oh, yeah.
He was sharing his anointing.
Blessing her.
That's what you call an overflow.
Overflow.
That little boy, yeah.
But let me tell you my experience.
Okay.
We had to put this girl down 3 times.
Who was it?
No.
Yes. And
she was fighting.
She was fighting and she was not liked at all.
I don't want to say who it is.
She pinched the pastor. Oh no, she did good. That one with the long braids.
Oh, Paris.
Yeah, she did really good.
Okay.
But it was one of the ones that go to the other church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was really short and really, I had to put my strength. I said, don't fight her. Don't fight me no more. And so the other pastor that was with me said, let's put it down. I don't want to. Well, we had to do it 3 times to get it right. And she pinched the other pastor. I started to hold her down there.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Yeah. I said, we have to say that 3 times. That's 6, 3, Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. I was starting to hold her down there. You want to hold your nose. You want to kick your feet like you want to some striggle stuff down there.
Oh, my goodness.
I wanted to say that. But when she got up out of that pool.
Turned into a DSS case.
What you said. She was full and grown. They would have to call other people on me because I said, this is crazy. And I said, Lord, this is what started the body ache there. I said, yeah, because I sure ain't been working nobody out before this happened. But it was definitely an experience. I enjoy doing baptism, but the fighting, we try to warn everybody, don't fight it. We're not gonna let you drown. It's okay. We got you.
Now, what were y'all at? Were y'all in a kiddie pool?
No, we was at the church. At the baptism.
Y'all got the big tank. Y'all got the regular old school.
Yeah, the old school tank. Yeah,
that old school.
Yeah, that old school. You climb up that ladder.
Step. Yeah, that's scary.
I like to go first because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Put me in that water first.
Yeah, that time my sister, she was so scared. I said, we don't worry, just calm down. We ain't gonna take but 3 hours for you because you the last person. And she said, stop. She said, stop, I'm scared.
I said, that dirty baptism water.
Yeah. I said, and then everybody wanted it to be warm. I said, listen, if we was outside at the lake, you can't heat that up.
Right.
Okay, so stop complaining and just be quiet and let's get in here and get this done.
And at the lake, you just got to take what's there because there's a lot of stuff in that lake that you can't just filter out.
Exactly. But
but that's where you at.
We thank y'all so much, y'all. Stay baptized. Man, we thank you so much again, Josh, man. J-Dub, appreciate you. Y'all don't forget to look for Laugh Coach. Check him out. And I guarantee you'll be laughing too. There's a couple of reels that I checked out on this IG. And, just hit him up. And he even come to your churches. He even got clean cuts. And he would have your church laugh. He be a half a word for cussing. So he's ready for you. So you just call him up, y'all, and make sure that you tell him I told you to call for him. Now, so ladies and gentlemen, Todd Bucket, what we tell him to do?
Let it hurt, let it heal, and let it go.
Listen, y'all make sure that y'all continue to check out the podcast. Thank y'all so much for always tuning in. This is your boy, DJ Pastor Happy Feet and the crew, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment Podcast, a podcast of inspiration and information, a production of Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment. If you have a question that you would like to submit to the podcast to be answered by Pastor Happy Feet and the crew, drop us a voicemail at 864-256-0922. Also, check out more episodes and content on our Facebook page, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment, on X at Podcast Site 4, and reach out to us via email, sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com. God bless, and always remember.
Let it hurt, let it heal, and let it go. Peace.
Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment is your home for quality, professional DJ and photography services, school functions, church events, weddings, you name it. Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment is here to help make your event special just for you. We also offer audio recording time in our studio for you and your group, as well as piano and drum lessons for people of all ages. For more information, reach out to us on our Facebook page, Sight Beyond Sight Entertainment. Call us at 864-529-5360 or reach out to us via email at sightbeyondsight7@gmail.com.
Are there any sports with positions as numbers?
Say that one more time.
Are there any sports where positions are numbers?
Position or numbers?
Positions that like you got like position.
A 1, 2, 3,
So is none of them the 69?
Oh my gosh.
Talk to him
I
before
didn't know where
minute,
that
G.
was going. I know it was going somewhere with that, but that's why I tried to go right to.
That's why I got
basketball.
quiet.
Yeah. He was trying to figure out where he was going, and then he
That's
said
why I
that.
got quiet because I knew it was something.
So you said
No,
you're
I don't think that sport is this. Maybe that's martial arts. You know,
or lacrosse or something like that.
Let's go.